Oh, that's it. We are going. We are live.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Rachel's webinar. So for those of you who don't know Rachel, I'll give you a brief introduction. She's one of the masterminds behind Digital You and has been for the years that it's been running. She also is, again, the mastermind behind the charity fashion show Fashion Fiesta, which has been going for 5 years, and so that's how I met Rachel, because I wanted to do some events management, and then I came and got on board with Fashion Fiesta, and now I'm just helping she out with various things, but this isn't really about me. That's just kind of how I got to know Rachel. So she's also the co-founder of Shoe, and she's also the tech whiz and tech kind of person behind this online conference. So that's enough of me talking about Rachel. Rachel, who are you? Where are you? I mean, obviously I've already said who you are and where you're from, but
Thanks, Tilly. It's all good. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. We're now on our 4th day at Digital You, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for supporting the conference. Really, it's normally we do this conference physically, and as we all know, at the present moment in time, we are in very challenging circumstances in terms of business. We are very much kind of in COVID times. We don't know there's a lot of uncertainty. I know they're trying to open up pubs and restaurants in a couple of weeks' time, but a lot of people are very wary about going out and about doing the usual business. So a lot of people we have found have started moving their businesses online. I'm also the co-founder of a charity event, which Matilda had talked about earlier, basically talking about helping sort of entrepreneurial fashion designers. Unfortunately for this year, we've had to postpone the event, which again is quite sad, but we do actually realise that it's really important to kind of get all our volunteers and guests safety, which is the main priority for us at Fashion Fiesta. So my role here at Shoe, I'm the COO. I'm also the co-founder along with my business partner Chris, who is also my other half. A little bit about me, as you can see, the horse in the background is JJ. He's kind of like my sort of been with me since the start of Shoe, so I'm a mad keen horse person, and I've sort of had a 15-year career history working in events management. I left the good old town of Ilkley. I couldn't wait to get away. Moved up to Edinburgh, went to London and Sydney, did all the uni stuff as well. The good thing now is I've come back to Ilkley, come back home. I also guest lecture at Leeds Beckett University, as well as my role here at Shoe Social Media. So it's all quite exciting, very packed and eventful, which is good. So today we're going to talk about making those pounds work harder for your advertising campaigns. Now, we all know that sort of Facebook is very much about sort of social sort of posting content up there, but I get a lot of the time I get people asking, no one's seeing my content, I've got 25,000 followers but no one sees anything. As we all know, Facebook does need to make money and pay wages, so it's got its own operating costs. So they have to charge for advertising spend, and organic content is on the decline purely because they need to make money, they need to pay wages, they've got shareholders to please, etc. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, is making those pounds work harder. We're not going to talk about content really, it's all quite a technical sort of presentation. I don't really sort of focus on the creative side. I'm very much a technician. I sort of figure things out and I make things work. So that's very much sort of my role. I also manage the team and make sure that projects are getting delivered as well. So we're going to learn a bit more about sort of the Facebook pixel, what it's all about, kind of get you a little bit of an understanding of why to use it really. Everyone's always probably looking at me blankly going, what the hell is a Facebook pixel? But really it is just something quite simple, but we'll go through all of that. It's nothing too scary, and hopefully we can get you underway with some advertising. Okay. So I thought I'd start off with a great quote. Sort of during sort of a lot of recessions, there's always a keen thing for people to retreat. Something we didn't do over this COVID period. We went full on. We followed the Kellogg's strategy from the Great Depression, and we carried on sort of advertising and posting organically as well. And I think this is a great quote that really just sums it all up, really, which is, I think, you just have to keep testing stuff. You just don't know with marketing. And the thing with marketing is being very targeted, which we'll sort of build on. And also this afternoon, Chris will be talking about more focused about lead generation and targeting your audiences, followed by the guys from Beacon that will be talking about data analytics. So without data, we cannot test anything. So it's all about data, not vanity stats. Doesn't matter, 25,000 followers, I can go out and buy them. Dead easy. There's like lots of phone farms in India or wherever in the world that can actually sort of buy you followers. You can buy them for £400 if that's what you really want. But today's not about that. It is really all about getting those, setting you up to get those leads for the future. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about sort of Facebook, kind of their revenue, how they make their money, because everybody's probably thinking, crikey, I get followed around, Facebook is full of ads. Don't forget, Facebook also owns things like Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, Workplace, Marketplace. So if you think you're not using Facebook and you think no one's on it, they are, because they own quite a lot of the market for advertising. So that's kind of one thing. There's about 8 million active advertisers that use Facebook and Instagram platform to advertise and promote products and services, and the revenue generated just in the US overall globally is $6.9 billion US dollars, and it's mainly through mobile sales. So if you think about where your audience is sat, the content that you put out there, remember these people are actually sat on a mobile phone. They're not actually on a desktop. They could potentially be on a tablet, but they're generally on their phones. And this is only expected to increase, as you can see, from Q1 in 2016 up to on the graph there to Q1 in 2020. It has dramatically increased recently in terms of advertising. And it's just, and I think the stats I pulled off yesterday evening was that we'd be looking at 30.4 billion increase just in the USA alone, and that's not including the rest of the world globally. So it is a bit of a whistle stop tour today, but we talked about sort of why use the sort of Facebook pixel really, and what it's about, and really you want your ads to work for you. I've had a client come to me when we first set up Shoe, and she'd blown £3,500 on boosting a post with Facebook. I nearly fell off my chair when she told me that. She said, I haven't got any leads from it. She just hit the boost button on the call to action, which is obviously Facebook wants people to do, but really it's a geographical target. Pray and spray is what I've heard a lot of people talk about. It's just hit and hope that people will just actually want your services. Do you really want to waste your money doing that? I don't. I want to actually get sort of sales leads and people into my business buying from me who are actually interested in me. There's plenty of people out there, so you can make your money work harder for you. So really sort of the key sort of things about why to use the Facebook pixel. It tracks visitors on your website. So when you go, I remember reading one day in a newspaper, I think Facebook's stalking me. Well, it isn't really stalking you. Mark Zuckerberg is definitely not stalking you. We all click on a website and it will track our user behavior. And then we'll then come back to us with an advert on Facebook or Instagram. So I do remember someone's looking for taxi services in Manchester, and they will then hit back with the same taxi firm, hit them back with an advert on their Facebook feed. So it's nothing scary. It's just literally a piece of code that sits on your website, and we'll go into that in a minute because I did say this was quite a practical session. Chris will go into a little bit more of the theory and build on kind of how to move forward once you've got your Facebook pixel up and running. Most important thing about the Facebook pixel is you can actually collect this data. So once you've got that data and that user behavior on your website, you can then target ads to the right audience. So people that actually do want to buy from you, they've got intent to buy from you. You might be running other campaigns such as Google ads. You could be advertising on other platforms and you're trying to get people back to your website, but then you can hit them with another advert from them just sort of tracking and going onto your website. So it is a bit of invasion of personal space, but if you want to target those people, then this is the great way to do it, because you're always going to be there. It's a clever piece of kit. You can't, you know, pretty much you're telling the machine to learn, so very probably not to scare anyone, but it's the early stages of probably machine learning, or AI as some people like to call it. But a lot of you have Alexas at home, or you talk to Siri. That's machine learning again in itself. So don't be, you know, don't wonder, think that sort of Facebook are all over everything. You know, we walk around with a mobile phone and the government wants to track us with apps and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, it's no different. So the good thing about sort of these the Facebook pixel is ads are going to work a lot harder. They're going to be seen by the right people. You're most likely to kind of make take an action on your website or from the advert, and that's what you want. You want that person that's got intent to buy from you, and you can learn, and then that they're actually dropping on that particular landing page that you've got, and you can then start sort of building and interacting with these people by setting up maybe a series of ads, and again to sort of build into that sales funnel. Again, Chris will talk about this afternoon, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about kind of how to build that sort of sales funnel with your ads. So today, pretty much, that's probably the key things, is interactive. And you can build different audiences. You can build custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and you can go back and retarget people. So really, you need to have some kind of sort of strategy really with it all, which is the most important thing. And again, Chris will go into that. He is the strategist in the team. And you'll need to take that strategy and then analyze that data, because that data is the golden goose, as they say, and that's really important. You want that golden goose, and that's the main part of it really. You want those sales leads. We'll go into more of that. So what it all is just a piece of tracking code. So we're going to go through, and I'm going to show you some step by step of how to just set this Facebook pixel up and make sure that it's sort of tracking on your website. So it's just a piece of code that sits within sort of Facebook. You need to go and generate it from your Facebook Business Manager. And then you head into the settings part where I don't know, some people call this the burger menu. And then you click on events where it's highlighted and click on Events Manager. And I've done a dummy account of this for obvious reasons, to keep our clients private. Then, give me a second. Holiday. Okay. Yeah. Then you will then sort of have to name and go in. I think I've missed a slide out. Sorry, everyone. But that's just how it is. So there's a bit area where there's a sort of the data source. You click on that and you click on the pixel, which is just sat behind this screen. And then you name your pixel, put the website that you're going to sort of be interested in tracking. And then we move on to this area here. Bear with me. And then just add in sort of click on it again. If this Facebook, literally, these are just screenshots. It will walk you through how to set up the pixel. The instructions there, as you can see, are very straightforward. You want to then manually add the pixel code to your website. If you're not very tech savvy, you might want to ask your developer to do this for you, or someone who has been looking after your website. Basically, this is what the piece of code looks like. Yes, probably to a lot of people who don't understand coding or anything, it looks a bit complex, but if you just, as it says in the instructions, Facebook's got all the instructions there for you to follow step by step. So it's really straightforward. Copy and paste that code. There'll be an area. We use WordPress as a back end of our website, so we placed that and we just opened up and then just dropped in that code in there. So you can email instructions to your web developer as well. You need them to install that for you, and it's very straightforward. There's instructions there, step-by-step guides from Facebook to sort of help you do that. So that's me. I'm very whirlwind whistle-stop tour because I know I've been about 20 minutes now, so I don't want to bore everybody on a really hot day. It's hard for everyone to concentrate. But I did say it was a very sort of practical session just to give you some tips and tricks. Feel free to connect with me either on Instagram. There's my personal account if you want to be bombarded with horse pictures, or you can go onto our business account as at Shoot Social. The email address is there, and that's our phone number. But I think Tilly is probably fielding some questions. If anyone's got any questions, please drop them in the chat. And I'm going to stop screen sharing now. And just bear with me. That's it.
Thank you, Rachel. So yeah, we're going to have a brief question and answer session now. So I'm just having a look at the Q&A section on Zoom. So we do have one question from Rachel Porter. Can you create more than one pixel for your Facebook account to use?
So Rachel, if you're looking at doing something, you can do it for different websites, and you can create pixels just for certain events. So if you've got certain pages, then you can put different pieces of code onto different pages so you can track them. So if you've got something like an e-commerce function and you're looking for shoes, for example, then you can then sort of put that piece of code on there. So it's a lot more complex. But today was just very much to kind of get you guys started and get you going and stuff. So hopefully that'll answer a little bit of your question, and Chris will certainly go into more detail this afternoon into how to get that to work even harder for you. Okay, anyone else got any questions? Anyone? There's a bit of a chat going on there. Let's have a look. No, just a bye from Rachel. And anyone else? Anyone else got any questions before we end this afternoon? No? Everyone's very quiet this morning. So hopefully I've
Rachel.
Yeah.
Covered everything.
That's it. So hopefully you've got like a little bit of an understanding, just to sort of let you know that if you don't have a website, if you're a consultancy firm or anything like that and you work for yourself, that actually you can pop this Facebook pixel onto other platforms such as Lead Pages, EverWebinar, and also Teachable as well. So, you know, you don't have to panic if you don't have a website. But, you know, if you've got any questions, feel free to kind of fire them away at me. Did have my contact details, but if you need them again, I can always, you know where I am. Just hunt me down on Instagram. That's all good. So, just a little bit of a plug. We've got Stuart Hyde at 12 o'clock today, looking at cyber, and we will spin off from Stuart's webinar. At 12 there will be another one for a more interactive session. It's a bit of time with Stuart to look at security in your business, followed by, we've got 2 o'clock this afternoon. We have Mike Munt from Apogee talking about sort of illustration, graphic design. So anyone who's interested in the creative side of social and any creative side of marketing. Then we have Chris at 4, followed by Stuart Boucher from Beacon Analytics at 5 o'clock. So that will lead nicely in. So if you're tuning in to Chris's webinar, then this Stuart's basically will take that to another level in terms of analysing your marketing data. So I set the scene this morning with a basic thing, and then sort of Chris and Stuart's webinars will sort of advance that if you're looking to get into the more advanced stuff. So that's it. From me, I will let you all go and enjoy some sunshine, and hopefully we'll see you on the other webinars this afternoon. So, thank you very much, everyone.
you, everyone.
So, I will stop the broadcast.